Ryan Garcia and what's going on with him. It's been kind of an eventful month. Uh, Last month, closer to, well, no, I would say still March. The beginning of March, Ryan Garcia posted some pretty crazy shit in regards to like a hidden society or Illuminati related things. So we're basically going to go over that and see if he's even prepared to go with continue to fight. Devin Haney when that fight does come up. But yeah, let's jump in it.
I think Ryan Garcia needs help. He really does. Poor guy. He needs to go to a mental health hospital. He needs help. And the reason why I say that is because he has been posting a lot of social media involving the Illuminati, all that kinds of crazy stuff, and he's not mentally prepared for the fight. And the question that I have for you guys, is he going to pull out of the fight?
I don't think he's gonna. You know what? No. Yeah. I think he will. I think it won't be him necessarily. I think it'll be his management. His management's controlling a lot of shit that he's doing right now. They're controlling his social media. They're controlling his money. They're controlling everything, right? Which is that's what they're supposed to do. I think he's not in the correct mental state.
But don't you think it's a little concerning though?
Concerning in regards to like how he is mentally?
Yes, because everything that he's posting, Instagram, Twitter, going on Andrew Tate's podcast or whatever it is, it's concerning. And he's not focused on the fight. He's not focused on Devin Haney. He's focused on everything what he's saying, which I don't know if it's true or not.
Saving the kids and all that.
Yes, all that.
Yeah.
He's not really focused on the fight. And this is a big fight for it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, this is a fight that's gonna basically determine whether he's gonna keep going or in boxing, or he's gonna kind of dedicate himself more as a modeling guy like he was in the past with Tommy Hilfiger and all those things. But yeah, I mean, I don't. The way I see it right now, I don't think he'll fight. I don't think he'll fight. Yeah, I don't think he'll fight.
Well, that's the big question, right? That's the big question. Is he going to pull out? Is he actually going to show up? Or he's going to pull out and he should get some help? Carlos, Leiko, you guys' input.
I believe that I don't think he wants to fight. I think he's just doing it because he's probably Oscar De La Hoya is trying to make him fight to get another payday not for Ryan Garcia, for him too.
Wait, who?
Oscar De La Hoya.
I thought you were going to say his nickname, bro. What's his nickname?
Oscar De La Ruedo, right?
No.
Who?
No. Oscar De La Coke, or what was it again?
Well, that's what Dana White calls him.
Okay. Let's continue. What were you gonna say about the Ryan Garcia thing? So just because Oscar's basically pressuring him is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I think.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
I don't think Oscar's pressuring him. I mean, it's a big fight.
Yeah, we'll see though. I think he's not gonna fight.
He's not gonna fight?
He's not gonna fight. If he does, like the fight happens, he's not gonna try.
What do you mean by that?
But like not giving it enough effort, like he's trying to do like Gervonta Davis. You know what I mean?
I really, with Gervonta Davis, I really think he had more potential on that fight. He didn't really do anything. Let's be real.
Yeah, that was bad.
But he wasn't ready for that fight. Ryan Garcia wasn't ready for that Gervonta Davis fight. He should have fought. To be honest, it should have been Devin Haney. But even then, I think it was way too soon. I think in regards to how he is, his camp and how he is as a boxer right now, I don't think he's ready to fight. Even Devin Haney, especially with the mental, him just being not mentally there. It looks like I did a little bit of a breakdown just for the month of March, so you guys kind of get a little bit more of a kind of a short summary. This is just what happened in March, not even what happened in like before this in February, towards the end of February, where he was posting a bunch of crazy shit. So March 2nd, he calls out Jake Paul obviously probably wants that cash flow, right? Like everybody else
Well, yeah,
is doing, right?
every Jake Paul fight is cash. It's
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. I mean, understood. And, in regards to whether you see that as a positive for boxing or as a negative for boxing, that's totally up to you. But personally, me, I don't think I think it's gotten to a point where it's kind of ridiculous of
Well, yeah. Well,
just,
look, this is off topic, but look who Jake Paul's fighting right now.
right. Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Mike Tyson for the money. It's really money.
57 years old. It's just
and
stupid.
I think it's negative for the sport. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, it was good in the beginning because it brought out a bunch of younger people and got boxing out there. But now it's kind of like, all right, it's kind of over it, just fake fights. But just continuing down the timeline here, it's March 16th. This was all today. So the 16th of March, he actually stated that he needed NyQuil to fall asleep. So he was on live and he said this. He's like, oh yeah, like I need NyQuil to fall asleep. And he actually even said in one of the videos, he's like, or in the live, sorry, he was like, oh, I can drink this whole fucking thing. And then you can hear in the background I think it was his girlfriend or management, whatever it was, like, no, you're not going to do that. Like, chill out. You're like, what are you saying right now? And then actually today, same thing, March 16th, Ryan closed off his social media and basically said that he's not going to be on social media and he's just going to be focused on that Devin Haney fight. Some people think that management shut it down. It was his Twitter and his Instagram. And there was a short period where I think it was like for a couple hours where Ryan Garcia's Instagram just was cleared off. It just said no post and just that was it. And there's also this one thing that was brought up too. I don't know if you guys know, but on March 15th, Ryan Garcia actually posted on TikTok. He still has access to his TikTok account. And he posted that before he goes in quotations, on March 17th, he's going to show the evil. So tomorrow, Sunday, he's going to show the evil, which I'm assuming is going to be like the photo or some crazy shit, right? I don't know.
All right.
And also one thing I do want to mention too is Ryan Garcia did say, and I don't know if he was mentally there or when he said this, but he said that during this camp, he was going to drink like twice a week. I don't know. Yeah. And
Interesting.
Also, yeah. And also in one of his lives, he's backing it up because he had a bottle of Camus Cabernet, which is a wine, in his hand, just fucking, drinking it like if it was nothing. So he's not lying there, and actually also today, sorry, a lot of shit happened on fucking the 16th today. He's also shooting a episode with Kyle from Nelk, or as I knew him, Nelk Boys. He's shooting a podcast episode with him because Kyle posted on his Instagram story that he's with Ryan Garcia, and yeah, it looks like they're shooting a podcast episode, so it's going to be interesting to see
that's
what they say.
Today?
That's happening today. Yeah, that's being recorded today. I don't know if it's posted. It's probably going to be posted tomorrow or on Monday, whether depending on their schedule. But Ryan Garcia did meet up with Kyle in Texas.
So we obviously know that he's going to say a lot of things.
Yeah.
Again, personally, just he needs help. And I believe his wife came out and said about
his ex-wife,
excuse me, saying that he needs help. That everything what he's saying is, I guess, not true, but he just needs help. So that comes back to saying if he does commit to this fight and he's going to fight Devin Haney, he's not going to be there, and Devin Haney's possibly going to knock him out. And yeah, I just don't see Ryan Garcia winning that fight at all because he's not mentally there. That's how you said he's consuming alcohol twice a week. He's saying all this crazy shit that is just, do we believe him? He's going on Twitter, just crazy shit. But we'll see what happens. Like your input?
So my take on the whole situation is I believe Ryan Garcia is a genius.
Okay.
Why genius?
Yeah, well,
Huh?
That's interesting.
I strongly believe that everything he's doing and everything he's saying is to sell more pay-per-view. And the fight as is, with him not doing anything and not going to social media or saying stuff out loud, it's going to sell. He's fighting Devin Haney. Arguably one of the greatest fighters in our generation. Or right now, let's put it that way.
But you're talking about Devin Haney right now, Ryan Garcia.
Yes, Devin Haney.
Okay. I just want to clear that up because Ryan Garcia is not there yet. But, yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting take. Aleko, is that all you were gonna say, or sorry, I just want to make sure I get it right before I.
Well, essentially, what I'm getting at is I do believe the fight will go on as planned, and I do believe that Ryan Garcia is doing this to portray himself as this cuckoo guy who's losing it. But if we think about it, all he's really doing is going on social media and saying stuff, right? Like you and I could do that if we wanted to right now. Will we get fired from our jobs? Maybe. But in his case, he's Ryan Garcia, one of the most popular celebrities, right? And he also has pretty high status in the boxing world too. I don't think he's one of the best boxers, but he has a pretty high status.
So
can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead.
This is, I mean, it's on the topic, but do you consider Ryan Garcia to be a boxer or a celebrity boxer?
He's definitely a celebrity boxer.
Okay.
He as Josh mentioned, I believe he was doing modeling. He may still be doing modeling like that. Boxing is one of several income streams he has, and it seems like he does like to focus on other stuff other than boxing. Whereas maybe some more like OG boxers were a little bit more focused on the sport. Let's put it that way. Ryan does seem to like focus on marketing again and advertisements and things along those lines. So just to recap, I do believe the fight will go on as planned, and I think Ryan Garcia he's a legend. He's a genius in that he's doing everything in his power to sell more tickets. Because let's face it, right? There's a lot of people who are gonna like listen to this and what he's saying and be like, I want to see that guy get his ass kicked, or I want to see that guy perform in an actual boxing fight. Like, who is he? Like, who does he think he is? And ultimately, I think it's gonna pay off. It's gonna be the biggest payday he'll have in his life, if you ask me.
When you say legend, do you mean legend when it comes to marketing this fight?
Oh, yes. To
Okay.
clarify, I'm referring to marketing fight. Yes, I don't.
Yeah, I got the.
Yeah, to clarify, he's really smart as far as the marketing is going. Really
But
smart.
don't you think it's...
I do not believe anything is wrong with the guy. Believe it or not.
So you think he's gonna win the fight? Like, if you had a bet on it, who do you think would win?
Devin.
So the way he's preparing for this fight, it almost leaves it like he has nothing to lose, right? Like, I feel like everybody's thinking, I mean, he's gonna get his ass whooped. I don't think that'll be the case. I can't see him winning. And who knows, maybe that'll change from now until April 20th, the fight. Maybe my opinion will change on it. I don't think he'll win, but I also don't think he's gonna be a bag of potatoes and go in there and get his.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
Sorry. Don't mean to cut you up. But don't you think everything his marketing, everything that he's doing, don't you think he's taking it a little bit too far with everything that he's saying on social media?
Are you asking me, Danny?
Or anyone, just in general.
I was gonna say this was got this basically from Lako's take, which it definitely seems like an interesting take, and it's like I can see it makes sense because obviously right now what's needed in terms of when it comes to promoting fights and promoting events, it's like we need that like I don't know if uniqueness is the right word to say here, but just something different to promote these fights and get more attention. And I mean, obviously that's going to bring a lot more attention because you're going to see Ryan Garcia posting on social media all these crazy things, like things that are out of the ordinary. But then I have to go back to what he initially said, which was his first post. And I think this was in late February or very early March, where he basically posted on his Instagram that he was taken over and that he was gonna. It almost looked like he was hacked, and they were saying this person, whether it was Ryan Garcia or not, was saying, "Oh, Ryan Garcia is gonna get killed, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna do this," and then that's after that post, he went on to Twitter and joined Andrew Tate and joined a couple other people's podcast. I mean, a voice session or voice call, and basically said, "Hey, you know what? Like these the people, or which I'm assuming is gonna be like some weird Illuminati take thing, was saying that he was saying that they tied him up and they made him." Watch some things that I can't say on here, but regarding babies and stuff like that. So that's what he initially said, and that's why we're like, what the fuck? That's crazy shit, because you don't really go, especially when it comes with like babies, like infants. That's a very that's like a tricky topic right there. Like that's scary. You got to be careful when you say things like that, and when you get into that those things, right? So now I can see where you're coming from, Leiko, in terms of the marketing stuff, but he did start off with that whole, the people or them were taking us or taking him into like these places and tying him up and making him watch these things. Like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Leiko, and I understand that take. I think it's it makes sense, but when you say things in regards to the Palestine situation, and I feel like that's just kind of like, you can easily cover that up if someone brings the first thing that happened in the beginning up, and then you can just be like, "Oh, I was just talking about the Palestine situation." That's what I think on that.
Yeah, you do bring up a good point, Josh, because why would he say those things? But then again, like when you hear his voice, the way he says it, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. This is just me, the way I was hearing it. I felt like he was kind of drunk, or like he was on drugs.
So his voice changed a lot.
Yeah,
his voice changed
when
a lot.
He was talking to Andrew Tate about what he saw in the woods. His voice was different.
His
felt
voice,
like it wasn't him.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but like I watched him start off in the garage with he was basically known for being fast on the Cobra bag, which it's a bag that basically comes at you, and he was just going fast with it, and he got famous because not only of his boxing skills and his amateur record, but also because he was pretty fast. He had speed, so they're like, oh, he's the next top boxer in this generation. He has a very, or I think he was even considered. I mean, he was being what am I looking for here? He was being like, he was going to be the next Oscar de la Hoya, right? With just in terms of him being Mexican, or half Mexican, half American. But now it's kind of like it's a totally different guy. And it's just like he's not the same as he was before, especially in his amateur days. And with this fight coming up against Devin Haney, they do have, I don't know if I said this already, but they do have that amateur record, and they're tied 3-3. So this would basically be like, it's in the air, right? But in terms of the actual fight, considering, that he actually does make the fight and the fight happens, Ryan Garcia is going to get just outclassed. There's no way. I personally don't think he's going to win the fight. And I think if he loses this fight, which I think is going to be very probable, it's going to be the end for him in regards to boxing. And I think he's just going to go like, it's going to be crazy to see.
I agree with you. I think if he loses this fight, it's the end of his boxing career. I really do think so, and probably he'll shift to, his modeling or whatever it is. But I think if he loses this fight against Devin Haney, he's done with boxing. So, early predictions for this fight, because the fight is next month, or when's the fight?
Yeah, next month.
Next month, right?
Yeah.
If he fights, obviously there's questions whether he's going to pull out of this fight. But if there is any predictions, I think Devin Haney's going to knock him out. I don't think the fight will go the distance, but we'll see. That's my prediction. Carlos?
I agree with you, Danny. I think then Ryan Garcia is going to get knocked out. That's going to happen. That's what I think. In the 7th round, I believe that will happen.
Oh, you're going specifics. I
think so.
I say 9th round. I'll say 9th round.
One thing you also have to consider, and I'm going to say this because you guys are making your predictions, is also this is a recent post that Ryan Garcia made, and he looks good. He looks big. And Pause. Some people say that no. All right, chill. He has this reputation where like he looks big in the photos, but I think every celebrity that is involved with sports or weightlifting and stuff, and when you see them in person, they're like smaller. But he's training like if he's gonna go to a fucking weightlifting competition. Like I don't know if you guys saw, but he's doing like crazy shit. And I mean, he looks good, but does he look like a boxer? Does he look like? I feel like all that muscle that he's gaining is gonna actually work against him rather than work, for him. Especially since he relies so much on his speed. I think it's gonna be a problem with the stamina, and I think in regards to him being knocked out. Could be. He could get lazy. He gets lazy with that right hand covering, his head, and we saw it with that body shot with Gervonta Davis.
He was a little lazy that fight with Gervonta Davis. He looks slow.
I think his stamina is a big thing, and I think with the way he's training right now, he looks big, but that's also a negative when it comes to boxing. You got, especially for a fighter that's known for his speed. Like I think it's going to be probably like a 5th round stoppage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with stoppage.
Lego. Final thoughts. Predictions.
Well, as far as a prediction, if I had to make one right now, over a month before the fight, I would say Devin Haney win, slight victory, maybe split decision, potentially unanimous decision. I'm going to keep a little bit closer than you guys. But I will say that prediction is subject to change. So we'll see.
That's fair.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
and I mean, we might touch up on it later on, but we'll see. Obviously the fight's a month away, so anything can happen. You can put some crazy shit tomorrow or the following week, and we'll be back at it. So, yeah, I mean, if nobody has anything else to say, then I think that's pretty much it for this topic, right? Yeah,
right.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.